Hey y'all, I just got back from my morning walk and wanted to share just something I found, I don't know, kind of humorous. Um, as you know, when I did my daily walk one day last week, I think it was last Thursday um, or Wednesday, I had an incident with a dog in our neighborhood. And this is an area that I walked, for the last 7 years, never encountered this dog before. But on this particular day, I had an encounter with a dog that was coming at me, and I was very frightened, not sure what to do, screaming for help. Nobody was coming. And I just spoke in the name of Jesus, you will go home. And the dog just stopped barking and stopped coming at me, and then just suddenly turned and walked away from me. And it was just one of those moments where you knew God just showed up. Whether or not he had an angel standing beside me that the dog was able to see, I don't know. I just know it was supernatural. I just know it was so out of the ordinary and out of the norm that it just absolutely was a God thing. So anyway, I was walking this morning, and of course I have a new route because I'm not about to go back down that cul-de-sac again. Mom and dad didn't raise somebody who was senseless and who would go back to some place that caused some fright. But what you may not also know is over the last probably 10 years, I've had various incidences where I've had, for one way or another, I just had this feeling that I was being followed or watched. And I've had, one particular instance where I was actually being followed around the grocery store, and I knew it, and I tested it by, changing aisles, and then this person wasn't buying anything, had no cart, nothing, and was just watching. And he actually had followed me from the parking lot into the store, and he was following me around, and so at the point where I really realized, okay, this guy is following me, and I feel in just within me, and women, you have this inner sense sometimes that, okay, something's not right. And I knew that. So as I was checking out, the man that had followed me from the parking lot and was following me around the store was standing at the front entrance of the store and was just watching, like he was waiting for me to come outside. And so there was just this enough sense in me that I turned to the guy that was checking me out, the checker, and I said to him, look, I don't normally do this, but there was this man that followed me from the parking lot, and he's been following me throughout the store. I'm pretty sure. I just feel that. And I'm wondering if you can have somebody escort me out of the store. And he's like, absolutely. He said, in fact, I'll shut down my register and I will escort you. And I was like, oh, thank you. He was just like a gem for me at that point. Anyway, he walked me out, and because I pointed him out to the checker as he was checking me out, he turned and looked. That guy immediately walked out. He knew I had said something. So I wasn't surprised that I didn't see him in the parking lot when I got out there. And of course, there's this part of you that's like, did I really see what I saw? Did I really feel that? I don't know. But anyway, it kind of created a fear in me. And to where, to this day, I'll be completely honest, I do not like to go to stores by myself, especially at night. I always want Dan with me when I'm going to a store at night. I'm not one prone to just really go out by myself. When I do, it's going to be bright as day, and I am always prepared. I'm always looking, because there's just been too many stories lately where women have been accosted in the parking lot. Normally they're not my age. I know that. Okay. There's a part of me that knows that, but it doesn't matter. There's still men that are out to get middle-aged women, and from what I understand, get them to go to an ATM and help make them pull out money. So anyway, I feel vulnerable, so I choose not to do that a lot, but I've been making myself, because I'm not going to be one of those people that just walks in fear. And so for the last 10 years, I have literally had this fear that is within me, and not to a point that I absolutely won't go if I need to. I will go. I just don't enjoy myself. I don't like it. And I'm constantly aware of my surroundings. I mean, constantly. And, but anyway, I had another incident just probably in the last month and a half where I literally was parking my car and these men walked by, and it was kind of like they were, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I just felt like they were up to no good. So I pulled out and I left. And so I won't stay if I feel any sense of unsafeness. Anyway, okay, I know guys, just go with me. But anyway, so today I was walking and I have a new route. And so my new route kind of keeps me in the public a lot more. So like there's always cars going around. So I'm not just kind of stuck inside a neighborhood where there's a lot of dogs. So now I'm where there's a lot of people, right? And so I've done this walk a couple of times already. And anyway, I today encountered a man, probably in his late 30s, early 40s, walking alone. And he just kind of seemed out of place. You know, it wasn't, he seemed out of place. But in any event, I was walking and I noticed that he was kind of walking in front of me. And then I noticed he slowed his pace to walk closer to beside me. So, you know, I was on separate sides. That's one thing I did. So when I saw we were on the same side of the road, I crossed over to the other side. And so I was on the opposite side of the road. I'm always about being safe. And so I'm walking and he's kind of holding pace with me at first. And I kind of glanced over at him. That's one thing that I've learned is I want people to know I see you. I can recognize you. So you can't hide. And so he knew I saw him. And so he slowed off, right? So he backed off on his pace. And so I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good. But I still had this sense in me that was like, this guy's not up to any good. I just had that feeling. And I was still probably a good mile from home. So I started, you know, just kind of praying, okay, Lord, you just have to keep your protection around me. And I started worrying. I'm not going to lie. Started worrying about it. And I constantly wanted to know where he was. So I was constantly turning. I don't care what he thought. Most men, if they think they're frightening somebody, they will stop and leave. This guy kept going. I don't know why. I have no idea. I just know I felt unsafe. And so I'm walking. And then I was so reminded of a story in the Bible. And it literally made me laugh. And so I wanted to share it because this is our God, right? This is our God. So it's in 2 Kings, the 20th chapter, and it goes down to verse 23. It says, Elisha, now most of you guys know Elisha is one of the prophets in the Old Testament. He's actually a very powerful prophet that God used. I mean, God so used Elisha in so many miracles throughout the Old Testament. But anyway, so Elisha left Jericho. He had just performed a miracle there, and he went up to Bethel. And as he was walking along the road, a group of boys from the town began mocking and making fun of him. "Go away, Baldy," they chanted. "Go away, Baldy." And Elisha turned around and looked at them. Can you imagine? I mean, I can see this happening in today's time. Some young thugs just making fun of an old man who's bald. Anyway, they're just yelling, "Go away, Baldy. Get out of here, Baldy." And so Elisha turned around, he looked at them, and he cursed them in the name of Jesus. Or actually in the name of the Lord. He cursed them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of them. 42. And then the next verse says, from there Elisha went to Mount Carmel and finally returned to Samaria. What? What just happened? What just happened here? Like, this story is like, this is an amazing story. Here is one of God's prophets that was just performed an amazing miracle in God's name. And he's walking along, and these young 42, apparently, at least 42 that we know of, were calling him names and telling him he's bald, like he didn't already know that. and they're telling him to go away. They're making fun of him. So I'm sure that Elisha, wasn't feeling afraid or anything. I think the Bible probably would have said that, but he wasn't. He was just irritated at him. And then so he just turns and he just said, I curse you in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, I curse you. So my thought is, all right, maybe they'll be cursed with baldness when they get older, or, whatever. I don't know. We used to say, may you have 1,000 camel fleas infest your armpits. We used to say stuff like that when we were younger. I know, don't judge. Anyway, but in the name of Jesus, I curse you. And then just suddenly these two bears come up and start mauling on these 42 young men that were making fun of God's prophet. Oh my goodness. I had to laugh. And then of course, it gave me such a boldness in that moment as I'm, continuing my walk home. I thought, okay, if my God can pull out two bears to maul basically these young boys who were making fun of God's prophet, what more can he do to protect me? He sent an angel to get rid of a dog. And now this man? Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No. This girl's not going to be afraid because my God can send bears out of anywhere and take care of whoever is bothering me. I love that story. It's so powerful. It is so powerful in the name of Jesus, in the name of the Lord. I just can't. Lord, give us that bold faith. Give us that bold faith to know that we can walk and be confident in that, Lord. Confident that no matter what, when we speak your name, there's power. There's power. Ooh, love it. Anyway, had to share that with you guys. It gave me a great laugh. And it also encouraged my heart. And I'm going to walk fearless today. And I hope you do too. Love you guys. Bye.